As we learn more about COVID-19 and the vaccine data, it means we're getting closer to those vaccines actually coming to our community.
Some hope on the horizon, Kevin, but it's going to take a lot of work to store, then make sure you distribute those vaccines properly. 41 Action News reporter Nick Starling has more on how hospitals are preparing.
The vaccine has become the thing we're focusing on that could get us to the end of this.
Hope is on the horizon as a rush to get a viable vaccine is underway, and area hospitals are preparing, especially since the Pfizer vaccine needs to be stored at 94 degrees below zero.
We have some ultra low storage, and actually we have some on order and expecting it here toward the end of the year.
Because of the university side here, they have a lot of research freezers in which things are often stored at very cold temperatures anyway. So we have storage space for the vaccines.
In Missouri, there are now 10 sites approved to store the vaccine.
We need people to travel to those sites for the Pfizer vaccine at least. Now when Moderna comes out shortly thereafter, we can distribute that throughout the state. But we are not going to let any moss gather on any vaccine that comes here in Missouri.
The Moderna vaccine does not need the extreme cold. It can be stored at 4 degrees below zero.
Moderna, for example, is actually going to be easier to distribute than Pfizer because they are able to keep it at room temperature for 12 hours, for example, before you have to administer it.
From what I hear from Pfizer is they've developed packaging with dry ice that will allow them to ship their drug around.
Once delivered, hospitals won't waste any time in vaccinating.
We're going to have to be very diligent about making sure we have people lined up for the vaccine and that we have it scheduled so they come in and get it right away so we don't have drugs sitting around and expiring on the shelf.
A vaccine putting an end to the spread of this virus.
I'm hopeful that 2021 will be the year of the vaccine. It'll be the year that we get this thing behind us.
It could be until late spring or summer until any approved vaccine may be available to the general public, and you'll likely have to get 2 doses. Reporting in Kansas City, Nick Starling, 41 Action News.
So once Kansas and Missouri receive vaccines, the distribution process will look fairly similar on both sides of the state line. Both states say that vaccine will be available at no cost. Supply will be limited, so the vaccine won't immediately be available to everyone. Instead, it will be released in phases. Healthcare workers will be the first ones who are eligible to get it, then essential workers, first responders, and those with pre-existing conditions. After that, vaccines will be more widely available to the public, probably in April or later in the spring.